And welcome back to more Super Mario Maker 2. So, last where we left off, we talked about jiggle physics, cosplaying, and the weirdness of it. So,
Indeed, we did. And I just have a question, right?
what's up?
What if it was called Super Freaky Brothers and his name was Freaky Jump Man Freaky instead of Mario?
There you go.
There we
There's
go.
your answer. But, like I said last part, I actually did want to throw my sense in how I felt about cosplay. And not unfortunately, and it is geared towards the women because this is something that it's a me problem. I'm not even saying it's them; it's a me thing. I always felt weird taking pictures with like female cosplayers, and Danny can attest to this because there were some female cosplayers had awesome cosplays, but honestly, for the life of me, I did not feel like taking a picture with them. And this is in New York Comic Con, so it's mainly because I've heard horror stories about what happens to them, and and how they're also at the same time, they want to cosplay as their favorite character and whatnot, and it's like I respect that, but it's just honestly kind of hard to do that because for me personally, it's like I get you're playing this character, but at the same time, I don't want to be labeled as that guy, And it's always been that for me. Like, I get it. They're not actually doing that, and they allow it, especially if you have consent. But it's always been a weird thing for me that I just can't really get over. Not for the lack of trying. Oh, fuck. I need to grab all 50.
Oh, and that's like a very valid perception to have because it's like you're first of all, it's like you are taking into consideration the feelings of the person behind the cosplay. You're not seeing them as just kind of like a person, not even you're not seeing them as an object. You're not objectifying them. You're seeing them as like a person. You're like, oh, this is somebody who dedicated time and money to be here and be dressed as their favorite character, and I don't want to be a creep and ruin their day. And that's an incredibly valid take to have. And I wish more people had that take, honestly, because I feel like then more people would feel more comfortable cosplaying. Cosplay is cool. At the end of the day, it's an investment to basically and dedication to your favorite character.
Let me say this.
I myself. I'm sorry. Continue.
Listen, I'll say this right now. There are awesome cosplays, and I'll even be straight up honest. There are, especially when it comes to Mortal Kombat cosplayers, they do a fantastic job. And no, that's not me being like, oh yeah, female cosplayers. No, I mean all of them. Even when they cosplay as a gender swap of characters like Scorpion or Kotal or Sub-Zero or even Shao Kahn, they do a great job, and it's like, damn, that looks awesome. But like I said, it's just that thing where it's like, it looks great. I just want to try to avoid being that guy yeah, can I get a picture with you? Because again, they put effort into that. They actually put a lot of time into it. And to be that jackass who's like, I see a bunch of Ghibli bits everywhere. No. And granted, I don't see that, but I also don't want to try to be a part of that too,
No, I fully understand that, and I think the average cosplayer feels the same way, I've also seen and it's not just women who are objectified,
It's
women
men.
get the majority of it. Absolutely, there's no argument in that. But men have been objectified, and it's one of those things where it's just what is it? I remember this isn't really a cosplay. It's like a character actor from Disney, Gaston. Straight up, the character actor for Gaston got groped by someone, and he was like, "Nope, leave."
I remember that.
And it's just stuff like that where it's just like, yeah, no, I mean, imagine there are some creepy like people who grope men when they're in cosplay, and it's like I don't feel comfortable anymore. And so just imagining women having to experience that 100,000 times more it's abhorrent, you know?
And you know what? Yeah, I agree. It's not just women. It is men. It's men too, you know. And man, it's just at the end of the day, we're just trying to cosplay as our favorite character, you know. And they put a lot of dedication and a lot of hard work into it. I think that's why for me, I'm not even gonna lie. I don't know if I'll ever get over it. Even if I'm not gonna lie, when I get a girlfriend, you know, and she's like, I want to cosplay or, you know, do something else. I'm not gonna get into that, but if she wanted to dress up as a certain character in a certain way, I'm all for it. But I will be also very honest. I'd be actually very uncomfortable, and not because, oh, well, you know, I don't like the way she looks. No, of course I do. You know, but it's just I don't. It's that sort of situation where it's like I don't know how to respond to that. Basically, you know.
Yeah, and like it's it's one of those things where I feel like that's at the end of the day it's like it's cool, but you wouldn't want to be in like a relationship with somebody who like that's a big part of their identity, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like dressing up as a character in Halloween, that is cosplay, you know, and like that's just kind of what it is. But when somebody like that's their like internet persona, that's their whole career, like yeah, it's a big investment, it's a lot, and if you don't see yourself in a relationship with someone like that, then you're perfectly valid to have that opinion.
That's why it's
when the hell did this become relationship talk?
Welcome to Three House Gamers. Welcome to Three House Gamers, where we talk about love and relationships. And I think that's why it's also awkward whenever I bring up costumes on Halloween too, because it's like people always make the joke, oh well, it's the holiday where girls have the excuse to dress slutty. They can just be like, it's a costume, and I'm like, I don't feel comfortable hearing that, because it's like not all girls like to dress like that. Some of them
modern third wave feminism has taught me that girls do not need an excuse to dress slutty. They can dress slutty whenever they want because they are a woman and they have that right. And Halloween just so happens to be a day.
Yeah, it's an excuse, alright.
That is what being a true feminist is about. Yeah. It's about supporting women when they want to be slutty.
My ass. Look, I don't mind. Honestly, I don't mind the way you dress. That's a lie, I do. But I'm not gonna judge you. Because if you want to dress like that, cool. But no, at the same time, what does come with the territory? Because here's the thing, I'm not a woman. God, I hope not.
You hope not?
Yes, I hope not. But I can't speak from experience, but when I do see actual women wear those types of revealing clothing and then have that attitude of stop staring at me, you just have to think to yourself, okay, you know what you're wearing though, right? Like, you know this. If you don't, and I get it, you don't want to be ogled at, but you should also kind of know what you're wearing. Like, I can't make a good argument for it because, again, I'm not a woman myself. But at the same time, it's kind of like that sixth sense of, you know this, though. If you don't want to be ogled at, then why are you wearing that?
I don't think it's, again, and I say this as a cis male.
Straight.
Like, fully just go to, like, put that out there. I am a cisgendered male. I think that it's more than just, like, I think it's like, yeah, they know what they're wearing, and they're wearing it for themselves, not for anyone else. And so if they want to wear it because they feel they look good in it, then they should will absolutely be free to wear that without the fear of being sexualized. And like that's kind of it, where it's just like, you know, yes, there are certain things like certain outfits and certain cuts of clothing that are like inherently designed to appeal to a more sexualized like appearance, you know, not appeal to, but like invoke a more sexualized appearance. And then there are certain things that just aren't, but make the person wearing them feel confident and look good. And I think it's more so a matter of like understanding like the territory, because sometimes, you know, women will wear like the most baggiest stuff and still be objectified. And it's like, dude, there's no figure to this fit. It's just me in a tent. Why am I being ogled at? You know, like Billie Eilish has been very vocal about this and about how it was like when she first started her career, she intentionally wore like oversized clothing to hide her figure, and then eventually came into her own and then started showing her figure, and then is now back to oversized clothing because she's like, the comments were weird and I didn't like it, and also I just like the style, and that's perfectly valid. She has the ability to do whatever she wants, dress however she wants, and present herself in public however she wants, you know. And honestly, every woman should feel the confidence to do that without the fear of being like, you know, hypersexualized because they are simply a woman and not because they are wearing something that is revealing or whatever. So I think that like the idea of a woman wearing something revealing and then being like, oh my god, stop looking at me, I don't think that happens as often as you think. I think it's more so like I am wearing a crop top because it's fashionable.
I'll actually put this, I'll put my hands up right now and say it doesn't happen as often as I do think. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is just like, when you have people like that though, that's like, yes, I know what I'm wearing, but I don't want you to ogle at me. It's not everyone. It's like probably, honestly, 10%. It's just that 10% is just sometimes like, just come on now. But for me personally, I actually don't look. I don't even stare. I don't even like to stare. Because me personally, I know exactly what that's like. That, you know, to be stared at. And not being ogled at, but just staring in general. That's creepy, you know? It's odd. Like,
Bess, I think there's a difference between just like staring and then like ogling, like you're saying.
But I know that feeling.
I think that's more what you're talking about. Like,
yeah.
Just because they're wearing something revealing doesn't mean you just like fucking stare at them the whole time.
Exactly. And again,
there's a difference between respectfully looking and going awooga, like out loud.
I'll be honest, I actually don't like respectfully looking too tough either, because that's also kind of a thin line of, you know, taking a, you know, glaze at her. It's a very hard thing for me to do personally, because it's like, I want to make sure that it's not even about being canceled. I just want to try to be genuinely respectful towards them, because it's like, I don't want to ever be that guy that's like, oh yeah, I'm checking you out, you know? Because A, I'm trying to mind my own business, and B, you're trying to mind your own business, and C, at the end of the day, we're human. We're going to wear what we want to wear. We're going to try to be whoever we want to be, but I'm going to make sure you feel safe, basically. I think that's what I'm trying to get my point as. I don't like staring, and I do, when I see people do that, it's always odd to me. It's like, uh-huh. I'm sucking right now, by the way.
It's alright, you got this one.
Yeah, my main thing is, though, women, you have nothing to fear with me, honestly, because I ain't gonna ogle at you. And not because I don't want to. Far from it. I want to. But I'm trying to be very respectful, honestly. So if you ever hear me say, you look good, trust me when I say, it's respectfully. It ain't even like that. I don't even know you personally. So, there's your thing. There's my thing. My 2 cents.
Aaron, you gotta update your vocabulary. It's Yas Queen Slay.
I'm not saying that shit.
Yas Queen Slay.
my back. Let's go.
Listen, if I don't say poggers, if I don't say, you know, what is the
Poggers is so. I'm sorry. Poggers is so 2018. Like, so that shit is so
Yeah.
dated.
Poggers is like 18. It's all skibbity Ohio Riz now.
Yeah, bro. That's the slang. You gotta get with it, bro.
Yeah,
Skip
no.
it up, up, bip, bip.
Yeah, no, I don't want to be dated within, like, what, a year? No, thank you. Because that's what these words do
Listen,
at the end of the
it's
day.
one-
They basically make it dating. I ain't dating this. I want it to be timeless.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's
I ain't dating this shit.
it is the year 2024.
Congratulations.
currently have
We can
Joseph
still-
Biden as our president. That is the current president right now. I think we all forget. I think he forgets. that
Jojo!
he's president, but he's the president at this very moment. That is all I'm going to say about it. There is an intense electoral campaign that's happening that I will not say like anything more about. Just that is where
don't
we
talk
are
about
currently.
politics.
I'm trying to date this as much as possible. What else can I say? It is the first Tuesday of October in the year 2024. It is Taco Tuesday.
Please stop. No, but
What
you know
time
I
is
mean,
it,
though.
US?
When I say I don't want to date us, what I mean is I don't want it to be like, oh, we're saying all these.
I mean, I wouldn't want to date you either, man. You're a good friend, but
Okay. I don't like dating stuff like, oh yeah, you'll know when this takes place. One of the things that I like is when it's like, it's not dating, it's timeless. That's why me personally, I try to make these videos as timeless as possible. So that way it's not like, oh god, you can tell this is from the 2000s. It's like, no, I mean, you can tell because of the date, but if you didn't see the date, you won't know when this was unless, you look up when Super Mario Maker 2 is. Can I get this?
I think there's also an added bonus that one day, in the not so far future, the Nintendo Switch will be considered a retro console.
What's up?
I said, I think that there's also this added layer of that one day in the not so far future, the Nintendo Switch will be considered a retro console.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody watching this will understand, oh, this is absolutely from like the early 20s. Because, yeah, like the graphics look bad or some shit. I don't know. I don't know how you can get better graphics from this. Like, this is pretty peak. Watch me, like, in 5 years be like, oh my god, these look so bad. Like, watch. I'm pretty sure that's gonna happen. But honestly, like where I am right now, and where we are with technology, like it's not like we're making leaps and bounds in the quality of like of gaming, like graphics. It's like, we're focused on FPSs because of like, internet and whatnot. When I say internet, I mean like connection speeds and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, like if there's anything we've learned is that more frames per second doesn't like always guarantee like a better experience. Spider-Verse is a prime example of that, and that's also animation, so it's a completely different medium. So the argument is still like, there's still an argument to be made about like having like different frame rates and whatnot, and that certain genres of like video games and movies will look better in different frame rate speeds, which is like, yeah, absolutely.
I feel like we're still, maybe it's coming to an end soon, hopefully, but I feel like companies are still more focused on graphics more than anything.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where it's like, I've seen I've seen the comparisons between like the PS5 and the PS5 Pro, and it's just like, they're the same fucking thing, And then when they're like,
yeah, but they tell you all is junk. That's all a buzzwords. That's what they're focused on.
Yeah.
And not higher frames per second for the most part.
I'll say this.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where it's like, it's not like going from the NES to the N64, insane. Going from the PlayStation 2 to the PlayStation 3 was a visible change. I remember that change. And I remember the change from the PS3 to the PS4. Like, that was also a pretty big change. The PS4 to the PS5, middling at best. Like, I'm like, oh, it's the same. Like, it's a more powerful console, I'm assuming. And it is. It's a more powerful console. Like, that's what it is. how do I say it? The performance of the PS5 is better than the PS4. But as far as like graphics go, man, they almost look the same. You know, if I'm being totally dead ass, like, and that might just be me, but like, I feel like I don't know. I don't play hyper realistic enough games. Like, I don't play like The Last of Us enough to really be like, wow, I can see like 75% more of Joel's fucking pores. Like, I don't care. Like, I do not care. I don't care. Like, I play fucking Ratchet and Clank, and like, yes, it's cool that I can see more hair on Ratchet, or like more of Ratchet's fur, more details, but at the end of the day, it doesn't change the game experience all that much. It's like,
Yeah.
and then from the 4 to the 4 to the 5, not that comparable. The 5 to the 5 Pro, nothing. There is no change personally. I'm like, what, does it have more gigs? Is it a more powerful system? No. Then what the fuck am I dropping another $700 for? Like,
Aaron, Aaron, go back and grab another one.
No.
Or oh yeah, you can do that too, couldn't you?
Got it.
There you go.
But yeah. Here's the thing. I'm so easy to fucking please because I can go back to any game back in the past and be like, man, these graphics still look awesome. Like, no joke. I can easily go back to Super Mario 64 and be like, man, these look awesome still. I don't know what people are talking about. This is pixelated shit. You're pixelated.
64 is so adorably retro.
And that also goes for, like, games on the PS2 where I look at them and I'm like, damn, man, this looks good. Like, the opening cinematic for Onimusha, Jesus Christ, I'm still blown away on how good that looks. Like, yeah, it's PS2, but it's like there's a certain extent where I'm like, damn, that looks awesome. Like, you could pass this off for a PS3 game if you could. The opening, anyway, not the actual game. That's, you can easily tell it's PS2, but if you see the opening, like, viewers, I implore you to actually, like, watch the opening cinematic for Onimusha Warlords. Because holy shit, not the PS4 version, because I want you guys to hit that fantastic score by, the actual composer. But, and when I say the actual composer, I mean, look up who the actual composer is. Anyway, sorry, I'm trying to focus while playing this game. But anyway, watching that cutscene looks amazing to a point where I'm like, damn, if we could just get higher res graphics like this, then take my money, Capcom. Bye.
I feel like animatics are like the opening animations of like games are different because DC Universe Online, that opening animation still goes so fucking hard. And if you haven't watched the opening
I know which one you're
animatic,
talking about.
what's up?
I think I know what you're talking about. I think I remember seeing like a clip of it or something.
Yeah, that shit looks so good. Like it's like it's like the final stand between like the Justice League and their collected force of villains, and it still looks so good. And I'm like, this might be like my nostalgia brain going, but like when the game dropped like over a decade ago, that thing was mind blowing, and it's still freaking mind blowing to watch. Like, freaking what happened in that? It was like Shazam it was Black Adam versus Green Lantern, and it was freaking Deathstroke versus Batman, I think.
Superman,
and it was just like a bunch of Superman lasers like Lex Luthor, like that shit is, or no, he lasers Black Adam, and like that shit was crazy to watch because I was like, oh, this is epic. The Flash is ridiculous. Like it was so good and it looked so good. And then you actually play DC Universe Online and it looks like a 12-year-old online multiplayer game. The graphics are Oh, they need an update. They need an overhaul. Like it's one of those things where it's just like the game itself, fun gameplay, voice acting is decent, like really like fully voice acted as well. Like every side character, every mission, fully voice acted. Like it is still like a feat to this day. Like I'm like, wow, this game is impressive. But those graphics, dog. Ooh. Ooh, they hurt. They were bad when they first came out. It's been over a decade. They look abysmal now. But I love it. I haven't played it in so long, but yes, no, I do love DC Universe Online. That's a game that I still feel is like near and dear to my heart, whether or not it's actually good or not.
Let's see. What? Can I get it? Oh boy. Anyway, back to Super Mario Maker 2.
Oh, we've been playing a game this whole time?
I know, right?
Shit.
We've been talking about
Yeah, man. I thought we were just
relationships.
talking about like like not politics, but like like socio-economic. Can we talk about the socioeconomic state of the world? Like, fucking Jaden Smith in this piece. Please tell me y'all know the meme. Oh my god.
Nope.
Oh my god. Okay. I gotta educate y'all on this. So this is a thing that blew up on TikTok like back in like 2019, 2020.
Yes,
like, it was,
that's why I don't know it.
it's forever ago. But basically there was this video of an interview with Jaden Smith that resurfaced where Jaden Smith was like, I don't have friends around my age because it's like they're all talking about like, yeah, bro, I got the freshest kicks and stuff, and he's like, can we like talk about the socio-political like state of the world? And everybody was like, Jaden, we're 12. Like it was one of those things where this is like, dog, do you realize how like absolutely like out of touch you are right now? Like, of course we're gonna talk about video games. We're 14 fucking years old, and you're like,
Danny. He lives in an anime or a cartoon like Avatar, you know?
Yeah. And so yeah, it was just one of those things where like that's what Jaden Smith said, and everyone's like, when you're like on a different mindscape than your friends, but you just sound pretentious. It's like, dude. And I realized that half of this conversation, I feel like I've just been that. So I'm trying to be self-aware in that, but it's definitely like, it's I don't know, it's like internet slang, It's like corn plating.
Okay,
I was wondering, have you not tried that yet?
it's been a very long day.
You ain't kidding.
Yeah. I'm gonna. Okay.
See, Mario couldn't even make the 2-block jump. Much less a 1-block jump for the chicken.
Oh yeah, Mario time.
It's been a long day, guys.
Oh yeah.
We go.
It is currently 10:24 p.m. on October the 1st, 2024.
Hey,
You really want to date us?
dating.
So royally date this shit.
It's October 21st, 2024, bitches.
Wow, nice way to lie, guys.
Yes, no,
Who's
actually the
telling
date
the
is insert date of upload here. And we're having a great time in the future.
Our flying cars are nice.
Yeah, it's crazy. If you are a time traveler and you came back from the year 1994 to see how life is like 30 years later, and you just so happen to stumble across this video, just so you know, we're in a not great timeline. And it's because you didn't invest in crypto in 2002. Yes, you in particular, time traveler. This is all your fault.
Man, bro.
Okay.
Reality is a simulation. Buy gold. Bye.
Oh yeah, Mario time.
I remember when the 2015 thing hit, like October 3rd, 2015, Back to the Future 2 day, that hit, and people were so disappointed. Like, where's our flying cars and our hoverboards? I'm like, dude, you should have been known that we weren't getting that. Come on now.
What the fuck did you expect?
You know, can I just say something? Speaking of future vehicles, flying vehicles will be the absolute worst invention in history. People can't drive on like flat fucking ground. Can you imagine giving some random schmuck the ability to fly like that? And then imagine crashes. Like, imagine fucking Coruscant. If there's like a 10-car pileup, that shit goes down, and you are definitely hitting someone on the way down. There is no chance you're surviving that. Flying cars are the worst idea if they are automated, and
Not
you
to
know
mention-
they won't be.
But John,
Not to mention,
John,
like,
they exist.
we've burned a... Not to mention, we've, like, fucked the ozone layer with regular cars. I couldn't imagine how bad, like, fucking climate change would be if we introduced flying cars to that, like...
And you know they're gonna have to run on gas because, you know, the gas is the money.
But
Yeah,
John,
exactly. And
John,
it's just
Danny,
one of those things where
they
it's just like, oh my
exist.
god, you cannot be serious.
John, Danny, flying cars exist, man.
They're called planes.
Actually, they're helicopters.
And fair enough.
Also, for, like, planes and stuff, too, there's an entirely different system of communication, which is air traffic control. Imagine trying to get to work and having to communicate with air traffic control that you're taking off and going to work. Like, I would hate that so much. I'd be like, I'd rather walk. than
Could you
try to
imagine a
communicate with
fucking-
this dude?
Like driving in your plane, and all of a sudden, like some car comes up and like rams into the side of you because they were like texting while flying.
No, like, imagine having to wait your turn to get onto the highway to go to work. Like, that's the like, imagine being like, oh, I know you're trying to fly to Montana, but like, you are number 2,765 in line. You should have put in your request earlier. And it's like, you gotta be kidding.
Flying car, the invention of please fuck no.
Well, to be fair, I do think there are... Yeah, see, I don't want to sound like a conspiracy nut, but I do think...
Oh no, there are. We have the technology to do it, but it's more so a matter of, like, scientists have asked why and not why not. Like, they're like, they were so concerned. Who is it? Fucking Ian Malcolm from Jurassic Park was like, scientists were so concerned about whether they could do it and not whether they should. It's like, yeah, no, I think enough people have just kind of given this more than 2 seconds of thought. Understand, this is something we should not do. Like, it is absolutely not the best option.
What do I do? Did I accidentally fuck myself? Oh god.
Can you go back through that door or something?
Wait,
What about
Alright, do I go
keep
here?
going right?
Yeah.
How come they don't let you rescue the toads in the normal game? That seems like a thing they should have.
Good point. Shut up, John.
You know what? Maybe it's not. That toad just looked at me. What the fuck? Maybe it's something to do with multiplayer.
Probably.
Listen, if you want to rescue some toads, constantly be saving their ass.
This is like a weird mechanic. It shows off a mechanic that you can't even use.
Woohoo!
I love just seeing them all walk around. It would be cute in all the other styles. Could you imagine, like all the 8-bit toads following you around?
Oh, that'd be so cute.
Yeah. But, I think it's gonna call it a part here. And, we're actually almost done. Yeah, we actually got one more page left, so next part will be the
That's pretty sick.
finale.
Yahoo!
No, it's not.
Boy, must you lie to me.
I'm joking. It is gonna be the finale, But we're not going to end it with just March of the Rookie Toads. I'm actually going to show off my levels. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I believe... Yeah, okay. So this is the one we just did. Yeah, so should I... Okay, so the next part, we'll be doing the last 3 jobs we have here. And then after that, I'm going to be showing off my levels. And that's basically just going to be a whole part / finale. So until then, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to stay up to date with our content, and hit that like button and comment down below. And until then, we'll see you beautiful people in the next part. Till then, take care everyone.
Thank you.